The oil fields are burning brighter, the stakes are rising higher, and Taylor Sheridan is ready to take us back into the heart of greed, power, and betrayal. Landman Season 2 isn't just a continuation, it's a storm waiting to explode. The trailer makes one thing clear: this season is going to shake the ground beneath every character, and no one will come out of it unchanged. Asterisk before diving into the trailer. Let's rewind for a moment and remind ourselves where it all began. Landman Season 1 was Sheridan's bold move into the world of the Texas oil boom, a story not about cowboys and ranchers this time, but about the modern gold rush that is black gold oil. The series introduced us to a rough, unpredictable world, where workers risk their lives on rigs while powerful companies play chess with fortunes and futures. At the center of it all was Tommy Norris, the field man whose life spun between dangerous oil rigs and the complicated world of those who profit from them. Season 1 pulled back the curtain on the human cost of the oil boom families torn apart, friendships tested, and ordinary men and women caught in the crossfire of ambition and greed. Sheridan didn't hold back in showing us both the gritty realities of life on the rigs and the polished boardrooms where billion-dollar deals decide who wins and who loses. By the end of Season 1, tensions were boiling. We saw betrayals that cut deep, alliances shifting in the shadows, and characters forced to choose between survival and loyalty. The finale left viewers on edge with open questions. Who will gain control of the oil empire? Who will be left behind in the dust of broken promises? And most importantly, how far will these characters go to protect what they believe is theirs? Now, with the trailer for Season 2, we can already see Sheridan is doubling down. The stakes are no longer just about drilling and dollars, they're about survival, justice, and revenge. From the very first shots, the tone is darker, the tension heavier, and the promise clear: this is going to be a season where every decision could lead to either fortune or disaster. Sheridan's storytelling has always thrived on conflict, and Season 2 looks like it's going to push these characters into even harsher corners. We're going to see the return of broken relationships, dangerous deals, and the constant battle between those who live and die in the oil fields and those who sit in glass offices cashing in. And from the looks of the trailer, the line between the two worlds is about to collapse completely. This quick reminder of where we left off is key, because the trailer doesn't waste time, it throws us right back into the fire. And in this world, the fire doesn't just burn oil. It burns lives, dreams, and everything in its path. Asterisk the moment the trailer begins. Sheridan makes it clear this is not just another season, this is escalation. The first image we see is not a calm Texas sunrise, but a roaring shot of an oil rig against a stormy sky. The sound of machinery clashes with the crackle of thunder. And right away we know this season isn't about prosperity, it's about survival in a world that's ready to consume anyone who dares to play. That single shot feels symbolic, reminder that oil may bring wealth, but it also brings destruction. As the trailer pushes forward, we see quick flashes that paint the story's tension. Men in hard hats running across slick platforms, sparks flying from heavy equipment, and a sudden explosion tearing through the night sky. Sheridan doesn't just show us the danger of the oil fields, he makes us feel it. You can almost sense the heat of the flames and the panic in the workers' eyes. It's not just background action, it's the heartbeat of the story, lives on the line. Every single day, then comes the shift. The camera moves from the chaos of the rigs to the luxury of a boardroom. Expensive suits, crystal glasses of whiskey, and polished tables where decisions are made far away from the dirt and sweat. But the tension here is no less dangerous. In a single glance, we see powerful executives plotting their next moves, their eyes filled with greed and calculation. This contrast between the men risking their lives in the fields and the elite profiting in the background is one of Sheridan's trademarks, and it's alive and sharp in this trailer. One of the most gripping moments is a heated argument. We don't hear every word, but the tone is explosive. A character slams his hand down on the table, shouting about how the ground doesn't wait for anyone, while another warns about blood being spilled if they don't tread carefully. The dialogue is quick, fiery, and loaded with meaning. It tells us that this season isn't just about drilling for oil, it's about drilling into people's weaknesses, pushing them to breaking points. The trailer also teases us with glimpses of personal struggles. A family dinner that turns cold, with unspoken resentment. A father embracing his child before heading out to another dangerous shift. A woman staring into the distance with a look that's equal parts determination and heartbreak. These small, quiet moments cut through the chaos, reminding us that at the center of all the corporate battles and fiery explosions are human beings, trying to hold their lives together. Then, as the music swells, the trailer hits us with its most jaw-dropping visuals. A massive oil rig collapse sends steel crashing into the ocean. A pickup truck speeds through the desert, chased by headlights in the distance. And a mysterious character steps into frame, a newcomer whose presence feels like it will flip the story upside down. The camera doesn't reveal too much, but that's the point. Sheridan is teasing us, planting a seed of curiosity that will keep fans talking until the premiere. The last shot is perhaps the most powerful. A close-up of Tommy Norris, his face half-lit by fire, his expression heavy with exhaustion and rage. He says just one line, "This land doesn't forgive." And neither do I. The screen cuts to black, and the title card for Landman Season 2 explodes across the screen. It's Sheridan's way of saying, prepare yourself, because this season is not holding back. By the end of the trailer, we're left with more questions than answers. Who will rise, who will fall, and who will be buried under the weight of their choices? That's the genius of this preview. It doesn't give us the full story, but it gives us just enough to know that chaos is coming. And in true Sheridan fashion, chaos is where the best drama lives. Asterisk if Landman Season 2's trailer makes one thing clear, it's that the characters are stepping into far more dangerous waters than before. Taylor Sheridan is known for creating layered, morally complex figures who feel both larger than life and painfully human, and this season seems ready to test each one in ways they've never faced. Let's break down the cast we know and the characters who dominate the trailer's most striking moments. First, there's Billy Bob Thornton as Tommy Norris, the gritty landman himself and the beating heart of this story. In Season 1, Tommy was caught in the push and pull between oilfield workers and corporate elites, his loyalty constantly tested by the unforgiving world he operates in. Season 2's trailer paints him as a man hardened by betrayal and survival. He's dirtier, wearier, and more dangerous than ever. His closing line in the trailer, "This land doesn't forgive." And neither do I, isn't just dialogue, it's a declaration of war. Thornton brings that perfect balance of rugged charm and ruthless determination, making Tommy the unpredictable force at the center of the chaos. Then we shift to Ali Larter's character, Angela, who continues to be one of the most intriguing figures. In Season 1, she navigated the dangerous crossroads of loyalty and ambition, torn between protecting her family and surviving in a cutthroat environment. The trailer hints at her storyline expanding in dramatic ways. We see her in two very different worlds, tender family moments around a dinner table, and cold negotiations under the glow of boardroom lights. Her arc seems poised to explore just how far someone will go when survival isn't just about money, it's about dignity, identity, and control. The trailer also gives us flashes of corporate giants, men in tailored suits who see oil not as lifeblood but as currency. While the names and faces aren't revealed in every shot, one thing is certain. These characters will be playing chess with people's lives. We glimpse new antagonists, possibly representing rival oil companies or political powerhouses who appear ruthless, calculating, and willing to spill blood to protect their profits. Sheridan loves his shadowy power players, and this season looks ready to push them further into the spotlight. Among the most exciting teases is the arrival of new characters. One scene shows a mysterious newcomer stepping off a private jet, boots hitting the tarmac with a slow, deliberate stride. His face is shadowed, but everything about his presence screams disruption. Is he a billionaire oil baron looking to buy out the competition? A political player ready to use the oil boom for his own gain? Or perhaps a wild card character from Tommy's past, carrying old grudges into this new war? Sheridan doesn't give it away, but fans know he never introduces a character without a purpose. Whoever this is, they're bound to shake the foundation of the story. We also get a glimpse of younger characters, sons and daughters of oil workers, caught between tradition and ambition. One powerful moment in the trailer shows a young man screaming in anger as an oil rig burns behind him. His role isn't clear yet, but it hints at a storyline where the next generation won't just inherit land and money, they'll inherit trauma, choices, and consequences. Sheridan's work often examines legacy, and Season 2 looks like it will dig even deeper into how family ties survive or collapse under pressure, of course. No Sheridan drama would be complete without a strong ensemble of side characters, rig hands, deal makers, and town locals who ground the story in gritty realism. Even in the brief flashes of the trailer, you can sense their importance. We see men running into danger to save their co-workers, women staring down executives with fiery determination, and quiet moments of fear and love that remind us these aren't just pieces in a game, they're people living on the edge of collapse. What makes Sheridan's cast stand out is not just star power but authenticity. Billy Bob Thornton, Ali Larter, and the supporting ensemble don't feel like actors on a set, they feel like people who carry the scars, sweat, and exhaustion of the oil fields on their faces. That realism is what made Yellowstone resonate, and it's what will make Landman Season 2 feel even more raw and unforgettable. So, as we break down the trailer, one thing is clear: this season belongs to the characters. Every explosion, every whispered deal, every broken promise is anchored in their choices. And with new faces stepping into the fight, the web of alliances and rivalries is about to grow even more tangled. The real question becomes who will emerge as the true power in this land of oil and fire, and who will be buried by it. Taylor Sheridan has never been a storyteller who settles for surface-level drama, and the Landman Season 2 trailer makes it clear. Beneath the action and explosions lies a story about power, survival, and the true cost of ambition. This isn't just a tale about oil, it's about what oil represents. Wealth, greed, corruption, and the lengths people will go to claim a piece of it. The trailer is layered with hints that Season 2 will take these themes further than ever before, turning the oil boom into both a backdrop and a mirror of human conflict. One of the strongest themes that comes through is the clash between survival and morality. From the workers on the rigs to the executives in glass towers, everyone is forced to make choices that blur the lines between right and wrong. In Season 1, we saw characters wrestle with loyalty, family, and ambition. But the trailer suggests that Season 2 is going to push them into corners where compromise is no longer an option. For some, survival will mean betraying allies. For others, survival will mean holding on to their integrity even when it costs them everything. That tension between doing what's right and doing what's necessary feels like it's going to drive much of the season's drama. Another theme that shines through is the fragility of control. Oil may seem like power, but the trailer reminds us how quickly it slips through hands. A single explosion can wipe out millions. A single deal can destroy an empire. We see boardrooms filled with men who think they're untouchable, yet the imagery of collapsing rigs and burning fields tells us otherwise. Control in Sheridan's world is always an illusion, and Season 2 seems poised to explore how fragile power really is, and how desperate people become when they realize they're losing their grip. There's also a clear emphasis on legacy and generational conflict. One haunting shot from the trailer shows a young man screaming as fire engulfs the background. Another shows a child watching his father leave for work, unsure if he'll return. These images suggest that the next generation will play a bigger role in this season. Sheridan has always been fascinated by the question of what we pass down: land, money, trauma, or values. Landman seems ready to explore how children inherit not just wealth, but the consequences of the choices their parents made. Will they repeat the same mistakes, or will they break free from the cycle? That question lingers heavily over the trailers. Quieter moments on a larger scale, the season looks ready to tackle the social and political cost of oil. We see glimpses of protests, angry crowds, and fiery debates about the future of drilling. Sheridan has hinted before that Landman isn't just a personal drama, it's also a commentary on the world we live in. Oil isn't just a resource. It's the foundation of economies, politics, and everyday lives. The trailer suggests we'll see how the struggle for oil affects not just companies and workers, but entire communities. The fight for profit will clash with the fight for justice, and those caught in the middle will pay the price. And let's not forget Sheridan's trademark style, loyalty, and betrayal. The trailer teases secret deals in dimly lit rooms, friends turning into enemies, and alliances breaking apart when tested. Just like in Yellowstone, trust is the rarest currency in Landman. Season 2 looks set to drive this theme home by forcing characters to reveal where their true loyalties lie. Do they stand with their families, their workers, their companies, or only themselves? Finally, the trailer hints at revenge as a driving force. The closing shot of Tommy Norris, half-lit by fire, isn't just dramatic, it's thematic. His words, "This land doesn't forgive, and neither do I," suggest that vengeance will play a central role. Season 2 may not just be about surviving the oil game, it may be about settling scores from Season 1. With debts coming due in brutal, explosive ways. In the end, Landman Season 2 appears to be about more than oil. It's about the cost of chasing power, the sacrifices made for survival, and the heavy weight of choices that ripple through families, communities, and generations. Every frame of the trailer screams that this season will be bigger, bolder, and more unforgiving. Sheridan has built his reputation on stories where land is more than dirt, it's destiny. And this time, destiny comes dripping in oil, blood, and fire.